mentioned, I am a fourth year, so I came into UC Davis in the fall quarter of 2009. So what I signed up for with my orientation leader was Psychology 1, Intro to General Psychology, Soc 1, Intro Sociology, Statistics 13, which is Elementary Stats, and a freshman seminar, and tumbling, which is also a PE class. I came into UC Davis as a psychology major, so I figured right off the bat, I might as well take a psychology class just to see that I'm a really good fit, see if I like it. I don't want to be stuck in the wrong major for 4 years and then decide I don't like it, So I was very intentional in picking that, and as you can see right here, this is my reasoning for choosing it because it was a major course. Sociology, it just sounded kind of interesting to me, so I was like, hey, why not? It counts as a GE as well, so I'm going to throw that in there. And Stats 13 actually counted for both my major and a GE, so I thought that was pretty cool that it kind of double dipped that way. That's why I decided to put that one on there. Freshman seminar I decided to take because it sounded like fun. I can't remember what the subject was on, but at the time I know it sounded like fun. So I said, hey, and every quarter I actually do this. I'm very intentional in picking at least one class that's fun because I really like to keep that balance, and we'll get into that balance a little bit later. Finally, I chose tumbling because it sounded like fun and because I wanted some exercise, some required exercise of me because it's kind of hard to get into the arc sometimes, so that was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed that class. So a few pointers on how to choose your classes for fall quarter. You might want to keep in mind the unit load. Because it is your first quarter at UC Davis, you probably have never been on the quarter system before. You're going to want to keep a unit load between 12 and 15 units. I like to say 12 and 14 when I advise my students, but 12 and 15 is usually okay. As you can see, I took 14 and a half, but if you really think about it and look at it, really 1.5 of those units were like my fun/exercise classes, so I normally count it as 13. It's also good to keep in mind a balance of requisite classes that you're taking for your major/GE and fun classes because, for some people it might be fun to take all major classes, but most of the time it can get overwhelming. You don't want to take too much and just because it's all requisite stuff. Keep in mind having some fun. And then also, it's really good to balance your subjects and your workload. For myself, my first quarter, I was very intentional in balancing out social psychology classes, math-ish classes, and then some physical ed and fun classes. And so that's also a really good thing to keep in mind when you're registering for your first quarter classes. Because again, you don't want to be overloaded with chem, stats, and physics all in one quarter. Some people might like that actually, but it's when you first quarter, at least it's good to try to keep this balance. So, any questions about my